Hey guys, and welcome back to Luigi's Mansion 2. We have one of the two clock hands that we need to get to the Dark Moon piece, but obviously we need the second, so on we go with the mission structure thingy.
I think this one is our Polterpup mission, I think.
The enthusiasm is palpable, the excitement is in the air. Can you feel it, viewers?
Although, having said that, this is a reasonably short mission, considering it's a Polterpup one.
Nice video to start off the week with. Also easy to edit, which is always a plus. Now, I know you said Luigi gets progressively calmer and more courageous in Egad's lab as the game goes on, but I'm not seeing it yet.
Yeah, I'm not either, and I don't know whether it's just a trick of my mind or whether I think it may happen in the next mansion.
I'll hold you to that.
Because I think in the next mission, Egad actually says something about Luigi's cowering. He's just like, you do not realise you've done this multiple times before, you don't need to cower anymore. So I think in the next mansion, the cowering may lessen. I hope. Please.
Why would you just let greenies mess about with the one thing Luigi needs? Hide it so deep underground that no living soul could ever reach it. That's how I would act if I was a ghost.
It's very true, I mean, but then you have got the whole thing of, even though these ghosts are somehow quite intelligent, they're also idiots.
That's true, and kudos for actually responding to my insane proposition of if I were a ghost. Not many people could react to that as smartly as you did.
Well, that's because I have to sit through people talking about the most insane things in relation to literature, and somehow respond when it's just like, Nick Carraway is gay in The Great Gatsby.
And if anyone ever tells you that education doesn't go towards helping you in commentary, slap them in the mouth and tell them N. Tom sent you. Okay, this old song and dance. Use the dark light to find the Polterpup. You only need to flash it once or twice. His path is pretty linear for the most part.
And also, it's almost exactly the same as what I think we did in the last mission.
Yeah.
It even ends in almost exactly the same place as well. It's just like, really, guys? Really?
N. Tom pro tip, if you go into the room and you can't find the Polterpup and the room is still dark, chances are the Polterpup is still in there, so keep pressing X on stuff that you can press X on and you'll find him eventually.
So that clock just keeps taunting us.
We'll get to you eventually. Stop judging me, you've got a face, I can see it. Alright, I guess.
It's an interesting one, Jambalaya, because it's based on Louisiana dish, which is kind of, it's like got chicken and sausage and rice and shrimp and celery and spices in it. It's like, I think, paella, apparently.
Sounds pretty good, whatever it is. Also, was the booze hand clipping through that lantern back there? I know he's a ghost, but it's still quite jarring.
I think it probably was. I mean, there's a worse instance of that coming. But another thing with Jambalaya is that when he says, "Don't you dare call me Gumbo," that's actually one of the boos from the first game. Which is also based on a Louisiana dish, gumbo.
Gumbo, yeah.
So, that's a nice little reference to the original game there that nobody will get because nobody remembers the names of the boos.
Don't be too quick to rush out of the room, otherwise you can miss golden critters. And some of the FAQs I read, people were having trouble getting the Polterpup to appear here, and I accidentally went here first, like out of order. Just follow the path like right and then up and around, you'll find it easily enough.
It doesn't hide particularly well, does the Polterpup, all things considered.
But he wants to be found, and don't think I don't see you over there. I'm coming round. Choo choo, here comes the Luigi ghost catching train.
All he needs now is a theme song, I think.
I think the Ghostbusters would sue. Let's just leave off on that.
What? You don't want it to be, if there's something strange in the mansion hood, who are you going to call Luigi?
Doesn't really flow. Doesn't really roll off the tongue all that well. Also, you may have noticed by now there are ghosts with force fields, and the colour of the force field represents how far along on the charge meter you need to activate before you can break said shield and suck them up normally. Blue is like 1, green is 2, and red is 3, which I'm not really sure how they managed that, if you haven't achieved that upgrade yet. Did you ever have this problem, Richie?
I don't think I did have a problem with it. I think just because I just kind of tried to get as much gold as possible, so you automatically then get to the full suction power quite quickly. But I mean, I guess what probably happens is if you don't have up to that level, then they probably don't throw any red shields at you.
Yeah, they probably had to scale it, because that would be game-breaking otherwise. I'm doing a no gold run, actually. Same business as the previous mission, just gotta follow this in a digital pattern. Oh yes, I pay attention. Will you stop chasing the thing we need away? That's very rude.
Of course he won't, it's a greenie, he's a dick.
Slammers, basically the bouncers of the ghost world. This was me trying to set up a little tricksy trap.
It didn't quite work as well as it probably could have done, because you'd lost like 20 health there, because that guy had range.
Oh yeah. Ghosts start hitting pretty hard now, like 20 to 25 HP per hit, so you're going to want to be careful. That racks up pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, the damage output is boodonculous.
I don't know whether to cringe or feel pride.
Well, considering we only met boodonculous like the other day...
Yeah, true.
It felt fitting.
Richie probably had a visit to the vault, you know, kind of like a jail visit. Can you teach me some puns? He said to the ghost. Buh, said the ghost, and also yes.
I was about to say, at this point, it's like, Polterpup, why did you have to run all the way to the back of here and make us do this again?
Yeah. I think he knows. Like, the game's mechanics. And, we've got to be very, very quiet here. Sneak up on him. Otherwise he will run away, and God knows if you'll ever see him again.
Well, I think if you make him run away, you basically have to do the entire thing all over again.
Well, fuck doing that. That would basically cause me to do a retake. Makes me wonder why the conveyor belt is still working, if they were only trying to keep a key out of Luigi's grasp.
I don't even want to try and figure out how these mansions work.
Operated by ghosts, mate. They operate on an entirely different plane of existence. Neat. Let's hope I get a gold.
I'm sure you will, Tom. You didn't do that badly.
Also, you recorded the footage, Tom. Why wouldn't you know? Ghosty in the middle, of course, comes from Piggy in the middle.
It doesn't quite make that much sense, unless you take it to mean that Polterpup is the ghosty in the middle between the ghosts and Luigi, but otherwise it's like, don't quite get the reference for the mission, but oh well.
Well, they had to come up with funny titles, and I don't know what a roundhouse is, but apparently Google spell check thinks it checks out, so I ain't gonna question it.
Well, I mean, you've got roundhouse kick.
I think it means roundhouse as in part of a house. In fact, let me Google this shit right now.
It probably does, but...
We're not ending this part until I am one bit smarter. Roundhouse definition. A railway locomotive maintenance shed built around a turntable. Ah, that thing that spun. Okay.
Yes. Ah, makes sense. Also, the pun that Egad just broke out there. Handy hour hand.
Terrible.
It's just like it just requires a slow clap. That is it.
Somehow I don't think we're going to be reaching 20,000 until the end of the next mansion.
Yeah, they really do kind of... It's just like... Up until this point, all of the upgrades have been a reasonable distance, and then suddenly it's just like, yeah, get double what you got before.
I'm not even sure what the next upgrade is, because... Sorry. We have all the Poltergust upgrades. We have all the Darklight upgrades. What, is he just going to get a gun? Just like a shotgun or something?
I honestly cannot remember.
I'll have to look up a guide before I go to the next mansion. Another instance of EGAD saying this mission's over. Put the game down.
Also, just like, how rude, EGAD, telling us to skedaddle.
He is very old-fashioned in that regard. Okay, guys, that will do it for this installment of Luigi's Mansion 2. Please join us next time for the last main mission of Old Clockworks. See you then.